the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power! Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Black power!
Are you feeling fatigued and can barely make it through the day without some type of caffeine?
Are you on a journey of healing your body but need a little help?
Then alkaline water is what you really need.
Alkaline water has many benefits. Alkaline water can help restore pH balance in the body. Consuming beverages such as soda and coffee can make your body acidic.
Did you know that too much acid in your body has been linked to an internet, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, autoimmune disease, chronic pain, and other chronic conditions like gout and arthritis?
Those who use alkaline water have reported increased energy levels, clearer skin, reduction in inflammation, better digestion, and many other health benefits. I've used alkaline water for years, and it's been instrumental in sustaining my health when I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis.
Are you ready to take responsibility for your body's health?
If the answer is yes, then our alkaline water is just what you need. Bring your own bottles. It's only $3 for each gallon. To place an order or for more information, you can reach us at 773-846-3091. Thank you in advance for your support.
Hi, my name is Sister Ebony Stevenson. I am your announcer for today. Welcome to the Toma Nation's weekly Sunday worship service from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street here in Chicago, Illinois, and also live on Facebook. If you would like more information, you can reach us at www.facebook.com/TomaNation2 or give us a call at 773-952-8302. Now I am going to recite our opening. In the name of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, and the one who made time the seed of the universe, known among the ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Aten, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims and Islamic world as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribes of West Africa as Olumare, Eshu, and many other Orisha names. I bear witness that all of these names refer to the same one, Almighty Spirit, and it is to that essence which I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we, the descendants of those black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade, are the Lost 13 tribe, born in North America, and are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the earth flows through our veins. I greet you in the ancient but holy words of peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Now I am going to recite the 13 points of what we believe and know. Number 1. We believe and know that we are not to repeat the mistakes of the past prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator of the heavens and earth. Number 2. We believe and know that we can only establish an economic base through the application of the knowledge of self and the incorporation of the ideologies of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Mahatma Gandhi, and Ben Ami. Number 3. We believe and know that the prophets and messengers of the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kemetic Holy Books were all black. Number 4, we believe and know that Jesus Christ of 2,000 years was and is a black man. Number 5, we believe and know that the knowledge of the Almighty Creator goes beyond books written by the prophets and messengers of the Almighty Creator. Number 6, we believe and know that in order to promote and coordinate unity, we must first recognize and accept the uniqueness of being able to worship our Creator, regardless of religious denomination, name, title, ritual, particular dress, or holy book, as long as it recognizes the Almighty Creator of the heavens, earth, and the universe as supreme. Number 7, we believe and know that it is impossible to tell the truth without exposing the wicked governments of the world. Number 8, we believe and know that the United States government, in collaboration with other European nations, have a denial objective to exterminate dark-skinned people of color off the earth through the act of genocide. Number 9, we believe and know that some of the most effective methods that are being used today are AIDS, birth control, alcohol and drug abuse, vaccinations, gang and domestic violence, systematic elimination of trauma centers, the public school system, and public aid within the black communities of America and the world. Number 10, we believe and know that the last trick that Satan is playing on us is the dividing of us by our religious differences, religious gangbanging. Number 11, we believe and know that the conflict between the various religions are comparable to the conflict between various street gangs within the inner cities of America. Number 12, we believe and know that the war on drugs and gangs is a diabolical plot to disarm the black community of weapons, break up the black family, withdraw our constitutional rights, also kill and incarcerate young black males under the undercover code name Able 2029. And number 13, we believe and know that every letter, shape, sound, and numerical value contains esoteric information that completely transcends the specific contextual meaning of the word. Our purpose: to bring about the growth of a righteous community in accordance with the laws of the Creator of the universe, under the leadership and guidance of Brother Minister Raheem Quasad Oxen, to provide solutions to the social and economic ills that plague the communities of urban America. Our goal: to re-educate and retrain youth and young adults to develop positive moral values as an alternative to delinquent behaviors, because you can't rebuild a community and not rebuild the minds of the residents of the community to meet the responsibilities of maintaining the community's image. Our mission: to enhance the economic development of our communities by establishing businesses, real and personal properties, thereby creating jobs and/or entrepreneurship training programs that will reverse the concept of leaving the community to buying back the community. Our motto: let your light so shine before men that they shall see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Matthew 5:16. Now we're going to recite our salute to the red, black, and green flag. Everyone put your right fist in the air and repeat after me. Here's to this flag of mine, the red, black, and green. Hopes in its future bright, Africa has seen. Here's to the red of it, great nations shall know of it. In time to come, red blood shall flow of it. Historians shall write of it, this flag of mine. Here's to the black of it, 400 million's back of it, whose destiny depends on it. The red, black, and green of it, oh flag of mine. Here's to the green of it, young men and women shall dream of it, face shots and shells for it, maidens shall sing of it, waving so high. Here's to the whole of it, colors bright and pole of it, pleased is my soul with it, regardless of what is told of it. Thanks to God for giving it, this great flag of mine. Please keep your right fist raised high in the air as we sing our Black National Anthem. Black power, black power, black power. Black power is the power to define, develop, and defend that which is in the best interest of Black people.
Greetings. In the essence of the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent, the one who directs the sunships of millions and trillions of years, the one who made time the seat of the universe. Known among ancient Kemites or Egyptians as Amun-Ra and Atum, among the Hebrews as Ansar, Yahweh, and Elohim, among the Christians as Lord, God, and Jehovah, among the Muslims as Allah, the one God, among the Rastafarians as Jah, Rastafari, among the Yoruba tribe as Olodumare, Obatala, and many, many other Orisha gods. I bear witness that all of those names refer to the same one, Almighty, Divine Creator. And it's to that essence in whom I give reverence and to whom I submit. I boldly proclaim that we are those children of those Black men and women who survived the transatlantic slave trade. We are that lost tribe, that lost 13th tribe, born here in North America, and that we are of a Nubian Kemetic lineage. Look that up. I further proclaim that the blood of all the nations of the world flow through our veins. We are that special people. I greet you in the ancient but yet holy words of peace in some of the languages of our fathers, of Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habargani, Alafia, and Ashe. I am Brother Minister Raheem Kasiratin, founder of the Toma Nation, aka Temple of Mercy Association, along with our co-founder, Brother Minister Omari Jahiyatin, and the First Lady of this movement, Sister Makita Aisha Atin. Welcome, welcome to the Toma Nation's broadcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook. And we've been broadcasting for maybe 5, 6, maybe 8 years. But I just want to say that during those times, you really have not gotten the best of our lectures. Most of them were recorded, but they were recorded on cassettes. Others were recorded on CDs. And that was years ago. And the reason I'm saying this is because there are a lot of people today that are so-called conscious or even black conscious that are speaking on things that we spoke on back in the 90s, the early 90s, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, when we were very active in the community and we worked along with the Nation of Islam because we basically were the only two nationalist groups out. And then along came the new Black Panther Party, and they had a Chicago chapter. Brother Ephraim Martin was the chairman. He joined together with us, and we began to work. Myself, Black nationalist, Brother Ephraim Martin, Black nationalist. And at that time, we were working with Brother Caleb, Minister Caleb of the Nation of Islam. And we did a lot of things that, and said a lot of things that most of our brothers and sisters today, they are being lost because they are so far away from what we are to be doing as a people that's going to get us out of the condition that we are in. As a matter of fact, we're sinking further and further into the system, begging for what we call our resources, or our tax dollars, and fighting over TIF money and grants and things like that. We basically cannot expect to gain any kind of economic advantage for us as a people. Now, as individuals, yeah. As individuals, yes. We, a lot of us are being very successful as individuals. But as a people, no. And if you look at it, it seems as though we think that it cannot be done. But we got too many examples to say that it can't be done. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, study this white man. Why? Because he is successful. But now look at the other groups that are coming in. Look at the really the Native Americans who receive reparations. Look at the Hispanics that are coming in. And they got their own television station now and other amenities that they have, grocery stores and whatnot. And they are examples to us that we can do the same thing. But for some reason, we keep producing people who wants to beg our oppressor to give us a slice of the pie or a piece of the cake or crumbs that fall from their table. We basically represent the poor man that sat at the table of Lazarus waiting for the scraps to fall from his table. If we can just change our mindset, we were never deprogrammed after we left off the slave plantation. See, and so we're still stuck in a maze. And that's why Toma continues to share with us men and women whose shoulders we stand on because they tried to show us the way. Amy Garvey, along with her husband, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, showed us the way, showed us that we can do it, showed us that we can be independent, showed us that we can do for self and create our own. This man, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, I'm telling you, in the 1920s, all the way through the 30s, all right, had his own newspaper, had a Black Star Line steamship corporation, all right? And this corporation was set up to trade with other countries between the U.S., Cuba, Haiti, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Panama. 4 or 5 steamships, brothers and sisters, a black man, all right? He had a chain of grocery stores, not one grocery store. And there are many people that came along that this government took out because they don't want us to be on our own economic feet, standing on our own, who actually they profit from us begging them all the time. See, you had men like Ben Amin, who created a whole city in Dimona, Israel, that left here and did that. You had people like Yahweh Ben Yahweh, who almost bought up Miami, Florida, had hotels, motels, all right? Had bought a hotel even in Atlanta, major hotels. This man, he came from the Nation of Islam, but he became a Hebrew later on and went to Florida and created a whole nation. But this government took them out, destroyed them. And now we only have one model example of what do for self look like in our midst right now. And we would be stupid if we let the government take them out, especially if you're not willing to duplicate that same process that the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey created and that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad created along with the others who showed us we can do it. Ben Ami, Yahweh Ben Yahweh, Malachi Z. York showed us we can do it. And each one of those groups had their own form of media. They had their own newspapers, brothers and sisters. They had their own video cameras, brothers and sisters. In the same way now, you know, we may not want a newspaper, but we can have our own internet service. See, but we got to get into the position to teach our children that this is what we have to do if we're going to get off the economic bottom. First, show them we're on the economic bottom. It's very simple. We spend at least $1 trillion a year. We spend at least $1 trillion a year. And less than 1% circulates in our communities in Black-owned businesses. Less than 1%. That means we got all these rich people and ain't none of them buying black. That means we got all these middle-class brothers and sisters and ain't none of them buying black. And so we can't grow. We can't prosper because we still believe that the white man's ice is colder, his water tastes better, and that everything he does is much better than anything we can do. After finding out that we created 99% of most of the inventions that we use in our households and even on our jobs. But how can we sit back and stay in this condition? And then our children gonna be under the same condition because we won't fight the good fight. Jesus was a revolutionary, but we won't fight the good fight. Brothers and sisters, I'm not going to be with you long, but I just wanted to let you know that we're still on Marcus Garvey, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and that this is still National Black Business Month. And I talked to you about Garvey last week. I want to talk to you about Dr. Webb Evans right quick before we go off. You got to know about this guy because I was so honored to be in his presence to meet a man that spoke on buying black. We have videotapes on him on YouTube. Look him up. I interviewed him more than once. He was in his 90s. This man was with Martin Luther King. This man was with A. Philip Randolph. This man was around. He was born in 1913. He died in 2015. This man was born I was born on his birthday. He founded the United American Progress Association in 1961. His mission was to improve the economic condition of black people in America. By what? By getting blacks to spend their money with the people that live in the neighborhood. See, most of the people that have businesses in our neighborhood don't live here. They live somewhere else. And the other goal is to prepare the youth and young adults to enter into the field of business as entrepreneurs. Not see, he taught us to stop looking for jobs, but create jobs. He says that if we don't start creating no jobs for ourselves, we're going to be in some big trouble. So we got to start creating jobs. He says we also got to redirect our savings and our spending power so that we can improve the conditions in our communities. That is true. Can you imagine if you really had a listing of black businesses and you went and supported those black businesses and all the black people decided to look for a black business first before they go into a white one, to look for a black gas station. We used to have a lot of them. We don't have any more, probably one. And this is so far away, you'll be out of gas before you get to it. But Webb said these words: Jews control where they live. He also said the same is true with the Arabs, the Koreans, the Vietnamese, and all the other races. Blacks are the only people who live in an area and outsiders own more in it than the people who live in it. Yeah, and that's true. That is absolutely true. And you can't set up a business in the Arab neighborhood. You can't set up a business in the Hispanic neighborhood. But they all in our neighborhood. And the reason you can't set up a business there is because they won't support you. They're not going to come and buy from you. But look at us. All because we won't look for black businesses and even go into business and even teach our children to be entrepreneurs. We are still on what we call the rock bottom economically. See, he said, every day others are in our community getting every dollar they can. We can never solve the economic problems of the black community while spending most of our money with the people who live outside of it. We can never control our community as long as others own most of the business in it. During all his active years in business, he helped to manage 2 furniture stores. He owned and operated 2 grocery stores and a bookstore. One store was at 9 West 31st Street here in Chicago. The other was at 515 East 46th Street. The bookstore was located on the 4600 block of Vincennes, South Vincennes. And for 52 years, he stayed busy trying to get people to invest their money in the black community in order to build more business that would in turn create more jobs for blacks. You may have seen him many times in a protest march trying to make others give us jobs that we are entitled to. He started marching with A. Philip Randolph. He was with Martin Luther King in Washington, D.C. in '63, and he was with him in other places. He marched with Lou Palmer, Jesse Jackson Sr., Eddie Reed, and many others. But he said the greatest march in the world would be when black people would start marching with their black dollars to black-owned business. And National Black Business Month, because of State Representative LaShawn Ford presenting this, we celebrate National Black Business Month, but we celebrate it also in honor of Dr. Webb Evans. And that, brothers and sisters, is a picture of Dr. Webb Evans. And today, we are proud to say that his movement still exists. He turned it over to me before he made his transition. He turned it over to me 2 years before he made his transition in 2015. And from 2015 to now, it is still going. Members of TOMA are helping to keep it alive. Right now, the president of this particular organization, the United Black American Progress Association, happens to be Sister Ebony Stevenson, which is the voice of the one that you listens to when we are doing our introduction coming in. She is now the president. I am the board chairman of this great movement. And so because we're talking about economics, you need to know that I walked with one who stood on the shoulders of Garvey and stood on the shoulders of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who has a book, How Blacks Can Get Off the Economic Bottom, where he put in that book excerpts from Marcus Garvey and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I'm saying all this because if we don't get up and start doing for ourselves and doing our own research to find Black-owned businesses and support these businesses and exploit these businesses, that means put them out there, put them on social media, let everybody know. We have a social media, Facebook, United Black American Progress Association page, where you can look on there and see all sorts of Black-owned businesses. Because if we don't do it, we're going to go back in the past, back into a slavery-like condition. They already got the overseers, officers on us like they were back during slavery. But now they got sundown towns where if you ride through that town and you don't be out by sundown, you'll be lynched, hung, or whatever. They're still doing it now. They were just doing it in the South. They're doing it in the city. People like Gladys Knight and the Supremes and Motown artists used to ride from city to city doing gigs, but yet they had to be aware of sundown towns. They had to sleep in those buses and whatnot, because if they would have got out of their car or out of that bus, they would have been hung. The people didn't care who they were. Gladys Knight, Diana Ross, the Temptations, the Supremes, Smokey Robinson, all them, Marvin Gaye, they didn't care. But brothers and sisters, I'm telling you, they're back. We have sundown towns in Illinois. We have sundown towns in Texas. And we used to have a book called the Green Book, brothers and sisters, where we knew in that book, they showed us what towns that we can go straight through, that we should go straight through, have plenty enough gas to get through, because they'll get you at a gas station. We had sundown towns in there. We had Black businesses that we could go to in order to buy Black products and things in order to get through. Brothers and sisters, it's coming back to that. It's coming back to that. And they all continue. Right now, we don't have too many brothers and sisters who ain't sold out so that they can live their comfortable lives and be away from all this shooting and killing in our communities. And the others that stay in the communities is talking about it, most of them benefiting from it. And I'm talking about some of the politicians and some of those who got some of these grants. I'm just letting you know. There recently was a plane crash in Brazil. And it was like 2 days ago. 62 passengers on board, all of them died. The plane just stalled in the sky and started spinning and dropped out of the sky. You know that's unusual. But I say this because I want you to understand that there's still some people that speak up against the devils of this world that are constantly thriving off of our oppression and our bad health and whatnot. We number one in all health conditions. Instead of trying to teach us how not to destroy our kidneys, they put up a dialysis system and then continue to give us the food that destroy our kidneys, to continue to give us alcohol. 5 or 6 alcohol stores in our community in walking distance. But if you go in the Arab community, you see one. I know this because God allowed me to actually go get in the car and experience DoorDash, which took me into the Hispanic community, the Chinese community, and the Arab community. And I checked for liquor stores. Brothers and sisters, they don't have a lot of liquor stores. Matter of fact, it's hard to find one. But they saturated our community with all these liquor stores. But we don't talk against that. We don't talk against the flood of guns. We don't talk about who might be responsible for it because we're comfortable in our little positions, in our homes, in our little income, and we just want to live until we die and turn it over to the next generation and say, maybe they might do it. But I'm telling you, Toma will be here. Toma will be disclosing whatever needs to be told in order for our people to be safe, to be free. If not now, then the next generation will keep this thing going until we get our fair share. That's it. We ain't against the immigrants coming here, but we want our fair share. If you're going to give what's supposed to be ours to another group, we're supposed to holler. But at the same time, we're supposed to take those dollars to go into businesses for ourselves. Not only just buy black brothers and sisters, but buy back your community. We're supposed to buy the community back. Most of our brothers and sisters laying up don't know what to do. Niggas, y'all need to get on the computer and look up real estate. Go to real estate school on the computer, online. You need to look up the properties downtown. It's right there at your disposal, at your hands. Stop just sitting around. You have a duty and a charge and a job that once you come into the knowledge of the situation our people happen to be under, you need to join the army. They even got a church song saying, we are soldiers in the army. We got to fight, although we have to cry. We have to hold up this blood-stained banner. We got to hold it up until we die. And that's how we got to think, brothers. We got to hold it up until we die. See, I'm glad God didn't make me a materialistic person. TOMA has been around since 1990. United Black American Progress Association has been around since 1961. And we are going into year number 62 of an annual banquet, keeping it going since 2015 when Dr. Webb Evans made his transition. Brothers and sisters, I don't know what else to say, but that we can watch ourselves go back into slavery, or we can get up and do something about it. Or we can stay blind and plan, being entertained by the world, or even being the entertainer, but don't say nothing. But I'm telling you, Paul Robeson was an activist, and he was an artist. I think it was another, Marian Anderson, an actress. But yes, she was an activist. Billie Holiday, activist, got put in jail because she wouldn't stop singing a song about strange fruit on a tree. Yes, I'm an artist, entertainer, but I'm an activist and a nationalist. And ain't worried about getting no record contract from no white organization. But I support myself, I promote myself, I promote my own artistry. We had a production called TOMA Production. And we produced many artists back in the early 80s and late 90s. Brothers and sisters, we can do it again. Just reach out to me. I'll show you the way. I'll lead you the way. If it's in music, if in the knowledge of self, if it's dealing with health, because TOMA deals with health, wealth, knowledge of self. Right above my head are 3 men in black uniforms, the original men in black. It's so related to what you see on different movies and whatnot when they talk about they being visited by men in black coming off of this ship. Well, we know that they ain't got on black suits on the ship, but just because they play into it, I'm trying to show how esoteric the TOMA Nation is. See, and how we understand the Bible from a different perspective. We know that there are many spots in that Bible where our prophets and messengers were visited by other beings, but they termed and called them angels. I just thought I'd share that a little bit with you. They call them angels, but they are beings that visits them and still are visiting us today. You need to know that. You need to know what those 2 pillars on each side of this of me mean. You need to know that. You need to understand the 5 and 6 point star and that 4 point star in the middle. You need to understand that. So I leave you as I greeted you. I am Brother Minister Raheem Kased Aten. I leave you in peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum, Habaragani, Alafia, and Ashe. Peace and black power.
Joining us for our weekly Sunday worship service. We invite you and your family to join us live every Sunday at 616 East 71st Street at our new time from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. and on Facebook from 12:30 to 1 p.m. If you have enjoyed what you have heard, please feel free to support us with a monetary gift on Cash App at $TOMANATION. Once again, that's $TOMANATION. This will conclude our live stream. The message you have been listening to will continue live here at the Toma headquarters. We thank you, Black family. See you next Sunday. Black Power.
This is the eternal divine spirit, the one that causes all that exists to exist, the one that is self-existent.
How many men have children and the children never meet their father? See, you created a void in that child because you are a part of that child.
Black power.